She's a lawyer.
You have to be able to actually prove like malicious intent rather than just calling out the bullshit intent, which is hard to do. Like it's hard to do with, especially online. Like honestly, like online things like that are hard to even have a conviction. Like even if, like for example, even with like I'm just going to use Hayley as an example, but just using Hayley as an example, the like Shanta fully like 100% doxing her, or Chloe 100% doxing Amber as far as like name, address, and phone number. It's even hard to prove that because it's international for starters, which is like so much more difficult. And you know, Chloe definitely could have been prosecuted just with the info that was shared, but it's hard. It's a difficult thing.
None of them made a fuzz out of that.
No, they didn't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling out the hypocrisy. None of them cared. They laughed, exactly.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you expect? So maybe, well, I doubt he's going to think about it, but maybe Nate might think about it for half a second. Really doubt it, though.
Right. Like it literally rules for thee and not for me. It's like this double standard thing, and that's what's annoying. Like, and like I said, Katie, I will call out, like I like Echo, like I love Echo, but I will call out till the cows come home that it should not have been put up there, like the family and you know all that kind of stuff. I will say that. But
wait a minute.
Everything else.
But 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, you agreed to me on my stance, and my stance runs counter to yours.
Well, I don't agree with. Yeah, I just don't agree with the sister, I suppose, is the thing.
But see, that's the thing. That runs counter to mine. So which one is it? Because you went from your stance to my stance back to your stance.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make it clear. I don't think the family thing should have happened as far as the photos, at least. Like it should have been maybe blurred. Like the photos should have been blurred maybe or something at least.
And yet they wouldn't do that for us.
No, I know. Yeah. No, I know.
So why should we do that for them?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
No, but the whole thing that bothers me is the fact that, like, yeah, the family thing, we all agree on that. They could have probably just, like, blurred people's faces or, like, not give too much info, whatever. But it's this idea that, like, you're bringing harm to people. Well, it's like you walked right into the point that this anti-LGBT rhetoric of yours harms people because they're anti-LGBT in fucking Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And if you're worried about him being harmed because of that, well, that same rhetoric that exists in Jamaica about LGBT is the same one ya bitches run on this app 24/7 in America. So where's the regard for the individuals and the families that you put in harm's way with your fucking rhetoric? Where is that?
If they wanted to, my thing is, if they wanted to stop, then they need to stop first. They need to say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. If you're going to dox somebody, don't do it overall. But if you're going to dox them, leave the family out of it. Now, if the GCs would dox us, which, I mean, still horrible, but if they would dox us, but leave our families out of it, then I'd be like, okay, Echo, that's messed up. But they didn't. So they set the foundation. They set the rules. And now we're playing the game and they want to freak out. So I'll be damned if anybody would sit there and say, oh, the 16-year-old shouldn't have been really too bad. Too bad. Tell them that. Don't tell us. Do not tell us.
It's like our families. It's like our families, like us. We don't matter, but only their families matter. It's like, excuse me, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because like I said before, it's not like taking our faces, using it as a background, with the prompt insinuating that we all P3DOs and fetishes and abuse of women. That doesn't incite violence and fucking hatred towards us, right?
Right? It's why.
That doesn't harm like the individuals involved, the families of those individuals. Nope, it doesn't do nothing at all. Yeah. What they do is far worse than what Echo did. Far fucking worse.
Yeah, and I think that too, like, when we're, like, I guarantee you if Nate wasn't living in Jamaica, he would not hold these conservative stances that he holds. I just think that it's kind of a front to disguise. I mean, whatever it is.
Oh, of course, he's running a live right now.
He's what?
He's running a live right now. And in fact, in his server, people are even like, oh, like Nate's owning it. W Nate, yay Nate. It's right there in the server. I get the screenshots.
When was the server created? Was it when he was a minor?
I believe so. Don't quote me, but I believe so.
Interesting.
Guys, we're on the Reddit. We're famous.
Are we on the Reddit right now?
Yep.
I've been on the Reddit for the last how many days being doxxed?
I know, but like now, like literally, that was so like now there's a friggin' screen recording of us on the Reddit, and it's like, hello, are you listening?
Send me a link.
Hold on a sec.
I'm looking for it right now. I don't see it.
Hold on.
There it is. There it is. Katie and Alex Ruby talking about Nate, and there's already 2 comments. Oh, what are the comments? They basically said it was okay to dox, and that's okay if they get doxed. No, we did not say that. That's wild. Are you listening to the entire conversation? Alex said she vehemently disagrees with bringing the family into it and showing their face at another business, and she called it out more than once. Everyone speaks up for themselves, even a few people on the panel are disagreeing with each other. Whoever this long lap person is getting it all wrong already.
Wait, Katie.
Nobody says it's okay to dox anybody.
Actually, I'll do it. I was going to say, I want to see, because they're so against quote-unquote doxing, but I wonder if yesterday when I checked, there was absolutely 0 comments in the doxing post about me condemning it. So I'm just going to go and have a look and see if they're standing on business and going, take this down.
I appreciate. I'm just looking on my laptop. I just, I refresh it every so often with this drama that's going on just to check. And I do. People up here are already disagreeing with each other. Like I disagree with Katie's stance, but that's their stance. And it's fine. And I don't completely disagree. Like I see where Katie is coming from, and I see where people are coming from. But I just think differently about the family thing. But that's it is what it is. It's just me.
Yeah, it deals with diversity of tactics. And I'm okay with the fact that Alex disagrees with me. That's totally cool.
Right.
That is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I would wish that they would listen to the entire conversation, because me and you are already disagreeing with each other. Like we're not just all in cahoots agreeing completely 100% with each other. Like none of us completely agree with each other. I don't agree with the family stuff, and you're fine with it, and that's fine. Like morality is subjective as well, and it doesn't mean.
I'm only okay with it if the person that started the whole shit, like for example with the Envy thing, right? I've never said anything bad about Envy's mom at all until she brought my mother into it. Same thing here. Exact same thing here.
I have an honest question for everyone. Do you think he's sorry that he was doing these lives and like he lied to everyone, or is he sorry that he got caught?
Caught.
Like genuine question. Let's be realistic, guys.
I agree with Katie. I think it's because I honestly think it's because he got caught, and people can say like, oh, that it's that you're wrong and whatever. But he was questioned about his age multiple times. I questioned him multiple times about his age after seeing his face, and he still continued to lie. So yeah, it was because he didn't want to get caught. It wasn't the fact that he was being truthful or whatever. He literally continued to lie to his friends and to everyone else. So
he truly doesn't care about people. He generally doesn't care about other people on TikTok or anything, and like
he doesn't care about anybody on TikTok, and he doesn't care about his family members.
And he doesn't care about his friends, because friends don't lie to each other, and he lied to all his friends over and over and over again. Like I definitely questioned his age, and he still continued to lie. He could have spoken up at any point, and he didn't.
Well, like let's be honest, guys. Like if he actually did care, he just remember he's putting those people in danger too. So now like he was live with Envy in them, right? Now his friends are looking like they're the bad guys because they were allowing an underage person. If that means that they're not really friends, because he's just been lying to them about their age, putting them in danger.
Yeah, it's nuts. And what I really don't get is the fact that, like, there's the lying, right, which is horrible. Lying, like, dude, why? But let's say, for example, when you turn 18, he goes, hey, everybody, I want to come clean about something. I'd be like, yo, man, you're still a piece of shit, but at least you're doing it. And it would make me think, okay, maybe he's doing it because he wants to do the right thing. Maybe. But it was only the fact that he got caught and that he knew he could not work it out of it that got him to come clean. That's the core reason why I think he's only upset that he got caught, or that he's doing it because he got caught.
Yeah, I think so as well, just because there are so many times where he could have spoken up, especially even when he turned 18. He could have spoken up right then and there, hey guys, just so you know, I've just turned 18. You know, like he could have done this so much sooner rather than continuing to lie after he was of age. Like he's been 18 since, I can't remember, a few months. And he's still, that's my thing. You should invite the, actually, I'm going to invite this person up because they always have a lot to say to me and tell me that I'm a coward. So I'm just going to invite them up unless they haven't got live access. So there we go.
Look, my mods can do whatever they want to.
I'm just going to invite them up. They keep saying that I'm a coward, yet I've invited them up on panels like 20 times in my life and they haven't come up. So we'll just see.
I called Envy and their group out on Reddit a few weeks ago about them being grifters and that they don't care about trans, they don't care about cis women, they don't care about women's right at all. They do this just for the money.
And then they feel a type of way.
Exactly.
It's not.
Page, you just look up.
More to say, right? Like it was, I just, and it was what it was. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, that's how it is. And I'm going to have to deal with that. And I'm going to have to be like, all right, is it worth like me putting so much energy and effort when if you guys are going to withdraw your support, that's just...
I don't think you're going to lose. I don't think there's people in here that's going to be like,
Well, that's what I said.
No,
that's
babe,
what I said. We'll see.
Support. Babe, you
that's fine. I said we'll see. Like what I'm going to do, I think, is probably the best for like my mental health and for my family and for, whatever is try to do my own lives. And then if people want me in their life and they want me to debate on their panel, just invite me. Just invite me. Then I know where I'm welcome. I can just, and that's what I'm going to do rather than just like shut the app down for myself and walk away. Cause that's too much for me right now, especially with all this. I'm just going to, I'll try to do my own lives and see if there's support there. If there is, great. I'll keep going. If there isn't, I'll just step away. And then as far as like, if people want me on their panels to debate, if they value what I have to say, if they value, me and my perspective, then just invite me. But please, people, don't send me lives that like are talking about me bad. Please don't send me lives that are, that I'm not welcome on. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to determine. I wasn't like bad talking you at all. I was just saying, okay, this is happening and it's probably going to take...
I think it would have been a better thing if we had just finished our conversation.
It seems...
I understand. But again, we didn't hit all the points. I think it would have been better if we finished our conversation. Again, when something happens, thank you. And when something happens, right, everyone always says you should have it... have the conversations privately, deal with it privately. And then when I try to deal with it privately, so we can, I don't know what things or whatever it is, and then it goes public. So I can't. Thank you, Martha.
It's basically just like if you walk away from me, then I am condemned. Like, and that's just what it is. Like, no, but like that's what you said you're going to do.
Do you know how much work you've put in on this app? Do you know how strong your voice has been? The only thing is I've got contentions, as Christy does, with a couple of things that have been said. It's fresh, it's new. So, yeah, sorry, Christy, I saw you on mute.
No, I was just saying, like, no, we don't hate you, Martha. Like, you're not understanding. Like, if there's some shit that somebody says and I'm like, whoa, like that's, when my contention was two things with you. And I said this earlier. I don't speak about abortion. I don't speak about race. I don't speak about religion because I don't want to have somebody look at me and go, oh, you support or you don't support or whatever for this specific thing, or they know what my religion is, whatever. It does cause a divide, right? Yeah. So we just try to not include that in our conversations at all. Okay. So that's how I run my lives. It's not for everybody, but that's what works best for me. The only things that I have a problem with you saying, because when we do the race thing, I'm always like, I'm not talking about race in my life. I've said it 1,000 times. I have clips of me saying it. My problem was when you're saying, so I have to fight for human rights, right? And I believe in equality hardcore. That's why I did a live the other day of you can't change your gender marker on your passport and neither can I, right? That's what equality is. The only thing I don't like is when you're saying things like, that like they shouldn't be able to have a job, right? Like the AGPs and the filthy perverted men obviously shouldn't be working around kids or any public, whatever. That's my opinion and I agree with you. But if there's people that want to go to work, I'd prefer them to work so my tax dollars don't have to pay for their surgery, right?
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Anybody shouldn't have jobs. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if we're normalizing woman, or not woman face, but like basically men mimicking the female sex in society, there's no way to weed out the AGPs from the men who are just doing this because they have a doctor's note to dehumanize and be sexist against women. So if we have people in all these jobs just performing their fetish, like when you look at that guy in the court of law with his big blow up doll boobs, and he's in the court of law walking around looking like an absolute fetishy pervert, and everyone's just pretending that this is normal and okay because we're literally pretending that men are women in society, and however they express themselves as women is perfectly normal.
But I'm with you on that, the pervy, nasty people, and I understand what your contention is. I get it. I think we all understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But I don't agree. What's that?
So I'm not trying to say nobody should have jobs. I'm trying to say that in order to be fully human in society, we can't have it be normal for men to mimic our sex and for women to see that everywhere. And that's why I always bring it back to race, because it's like we would never put up with this the other way around, right? That would never go, like, people would lose their shit. They'd be like, you expect people to walk around and look at them being mimicked in this fucking way? Like, holy shit. But women are expected to like go about their lives and just be confronted with AGPs and men who mimic our sex all over the place. And this is just a normal thing. So I'm fighting the whole thing. I'm fighting women being used as a costume or a treatment plan, the medical atrocity that is being done to people. So as far as jobs, like, yeah, if you're gonna dress up as your fetish and try to get a job, like, if it's a taboo thing to do, you're probably not going to get very many jobs. Just like if you make yourself look like a lizard person, right? How many jobs are you going to get, right?
But respectfully, that's their problem, right? If they want to dress up and do what they have to do, and I understand the contention, like I get it. There's some things that you say that I don't agree with, like there's a couple of comments, and I'll bring them up here. But I don't dislike you for saying them. Like there's the single mother thing. Like I know many single moms that raised great kids, right? And I know that you know I believe in the nuclear family as much as you do, but I know that there's single parents out there that raise good kids and single dads that raise good kids.
I've never ever once said that that's impossible. I'm saying the statistics show that one of the major things that contribute to people not thriving in society is because they have a single mother household. And that's not a blame on single mothers. That's the fact that a mother has all of the pressure to be mother, father, provider, and manage the house and her own mental health. And that's just that those odds are very hard to beat.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, no, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Then I miss, when it comes to that comment specifically, the single mother comment, I interpret it as like, it's damn near impossible to raise a good kid as a single mother.
No, it's just they're very hard odds to beat. And that's not saying that nobody can do it, because some people can find support within their family. They can find support within their communities. But for the most part, the odds, like, it just puts women in such an isolated situation, and they have to be things they cannot be. You can't be a father and a mother and a provider and a homemaker. I agree with you. Then I agree with you on that sense. Okay, so then we could drop that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, so that was the thing about the jobs thing, and then the other thing was about the pilot, right? Like my mind immediately went to like, who's on that plane, right? Like where were they coming from? Does anybody know anybody? Is anybody's family on there? Were there kids on the plane? Like that's where my mind went. And I just think that comment that you said about the pilot, in my opinion, it was distasteful. Yeah, I didn't like it, and I don't agree with it, and I don't support it. I'm going to be honest. I didn't like that comment. It sat with me the wrong way. It sat with me the wrong way all day, and I'm not ashamed to say that. It wasn't the nice thing to say. It was very insensitive, in my opinion. That's where my main contention with the conversation today is. Yeah. Sorry, I kept trying to talk, but it wasn't working.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't understand, like, the comment saying it was rumored that this person is this person. You don't like that?
No, I mean, like, posting it under, like, somebody talking about, like, the children that were unalived, you know, like, that's bad taste, in my opinion.
So there was 3 places that I posted it because people were talking about it nonstop, and people were sharing about that this person's Joe Ellis. So what this looked like to me was that a trans extremist unalived like 70 people, including children, because he's so mad about Trump's executive order that he's willing to, you know, take out this many people, including children. This was like one of the most major things that have ever happened because of trans extremism. And I was pissed, and I was like fired up, and I was just like, holy shit. And I didn't say it was 100% true because all of my comments were, it's rumored that this is what it is. This is the first time what I've posted has come back untrue that I know of. As soon as I found out that it was untrue, I deleted it. Brooke and them are trying to pretend I was making fun of this person and blah, blah, blah. Absolutely not. There was nothing making fun of anything. It was basically like, holy shit, this is a big deal. This person, this could have been this, right? And was it like the person, maybe I was tone deaf to like what posts I was posting that on. I was just like, it was.
Maybe, listen, we all make mistakes, right? Like I've made mistakes. I've said shit on here. Like I get it, right? I just think that it was important.
Like malicious intent on like the posts that I was, because it was just like Turf's posts, and same with the children one where it was like, oh, here's some of the people who are unalive, and it was like, and oh my god, it seems to be this like they could have been like M-worded, right? M-worded unalive.
Well, I said, what happened last night when Tati came up, Martha?
Sorry, what was the question?
What happened last night when Tati came up to kind of say what she was saying to you about that post? Albeit I didn't see that it was like how many other times or what other tweets or posts that you had posted it under. But last night when they came in and they tried to stick it on you about that post, about that one, did I not back it and say, hey, we're all human.
Yeah.
We've all fallen for fake news. We've all whatever, right?
Absolutely. Like this is just like
and I can say yes,
impossible.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, because it was just basically like getting fired up about something that was like one of the biggest things to happen because of like badly to women and children and society and themselves and men and everybody because of trans extremism. So 100% jump the gun. 100% from now on, I'm going to look at things more carefully before I retweet them or get fired up about like trans extremism. It's just like this, like Christy, you ran with the whole like women being raped in the Edmonton shelter. That could have turned out to be wrong, right? It's kind of the same thing. Like we might have to be careful and really make sure and confirm everything's totally confirmed. When I saw that, it looked like official enough, like as official as anything else I repost and retweet. And I was just like, it was just definitely like me being a little bit numb to like the media and just being like, okay, just share, and like this, holy shit, this, rather than being like, hey, maybe I should stop and think and go, is this 100% true? Because if I repost this or talk about it and it turns out to be untrue, that could be really fucked. So now I can learn from the experience and be like, oh, when I'm retweeting or when I'm discussing something, I'm going to try to make sure it's not misinformation, especially something of this magnitude, which I don't think is like the biggest faux pas of the century. I honestly think it's just like an honest mistake.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like, I'm obviously not comparing. I'm just talking about like when I host a live about something, I try to find like court records and court documents to make sure that what I'm saying is accurate. Like I make sure 1,000 different, sources. And I'm not saying it. I'm not like trying to say anything about whatever. I'm just saying when I host things about stuff like that, I go deep in and I dig and I try to find people and I have people that corroborate stories and. There's witnesses and there's individuals that are interviewed and there's guards, whatever the case is, right? So I just make sure that I'm careful because look what happens when you're not careful, right? Like people are going to rip you apart.
Absolutely.
They rip you apart, Martha. They do it to me every single day. They rip me to shreds for whatever reason.
Before, like I've never really had this type of learning experience before, so it's definitely like I can take on board all the lessons to learn. Like I'm not maliciously trying to like do anything here. Hello.
Well, I have to say, like I completely agree with Christy from what she said. If Martha's going to be so-called cancelled or whatever that the other side is saying, what about we just saw what was put on the Reddit by True Scummy? Is that same energy going to be held from your side to True Scummy?
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, there's a comment saying the N-word on in a post. So I just want to know. Yeah, check out the Reddit. Christy sent it to me.
I'm just saying,
I want everyone to hold the same energy, right? Hold the same energy then.
Well, there's lots to be said in that way. Like the trans community goes with misinformation all the time that causes extreme levels of harm. Like when they ran with the next story and said that, this was terrorism on like the society's behalf against the trans community, when it was literally like this girl was a bully and then she unalived by something else, some kind of DRUG. And then same with the Brianne story, he was unalive not because of what he was, but because of like he was on a list with a bunch of other people, and it was proved in a court.
But Martha, I want to explain the difference. I want to explain the difference here. That whole thing with Next, because she was a child. I went live about it regardless of what happened. She was a child that lost her life, right? And I did a donation live, and I was the first ones, and I don't need a pat on the back, but I just want to make a point here. I was one of the first ones. Not even people on their own side were doing this. Not even people on their own side were holding any awareness or nothing. We have to be better than them.
Yeah.
We have to do better than them. We have to be more responsible than them, because we're on a microscope constantly, and they're going to call us out for every dick and ball they can possibly find. Okay. So I went live before I even knew the details, just because I knew some kid lost their life. Okay. If you're, and it's new holding a platform, like we're doing a learning curve every single day. Me and Envy learn every day to what not to do. How do we work through this? And we try to align ourselves together and be on the same page. So it's difficult. It's hard. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore, right? I don't want to deal with drama anymore, but we have to be
I'm learning
able
too.